Good afternoon, everyone. As we look forward to a weekend, and in Canada, a holiday weekend, we've got a few updates here for you from Vintage Fire Truck. The big one is that issue 29 has left the building. Now, folks, I don't know what to say about issue 28. It left June 15th, and as of today, it is still landing across the United States. It actually got to Germany, Denmark, and overseas before even some of our friends south of the border got their copy. So I'm at a loss for that. All I can tell you is that we've done everything we can do, and issue 29 is on its way. Now, this issue is it's a pretty sentimental issue, and you'll understand when you get it. It's bittersweet in a couple ways. We've obviously got the 27 Packard ambulance that served the Detroit Fire Department as our cover feature for this issue. And Walt McCall, our friend who's a big part of Vintage Fire Truck, he did a delightful story about the ambulance's history, and we brought it to Firefest last September and had a wonderful time with it in the Metro Detroit area. It was heavily covered in different media outlets across the United States with its homecoming. Unfortunately, the owner, Doc Vitek, who was just an absolute gentleman, passed away this spring. So there's not only a beautiful article about the Packard, there's a very fitting tribute to Doc written by his wife, Eleanor, which really hits home. Some of the other features we have, on a lighter note, for you rockabilly fans and Southern rock fans, Ronnie Hawkins, who is basically revered as the grandfather of rock and roll. We got a feature on his 1929 Ford Model A. We've also got Bill Killen, who's just been a wonderful contributor over the years. Did a really nice article on the history of the P-15 crash rescue fire truck and the platform that was used at military bases and airports to support catastrophes like the KC-135 air tanker and even nuclear weapons. So really neat feature on that. And finishing the vehicular features is an article we did on the FDNY 1949 flexible clipper ambulance 1. So we found as much information and as many pictures as we could on that, and it's a really neat piece that will actually segue into something else we got going on at Vintage Fire Truck, which we'll share with you in a few minutes. But really looking forward to your getting this copy. It's got the Packard on the front. It's got one of the features inside is also about Dresden Fire Department's little 1937 Ford chemical wagon, and just the ball they have with that, taking it all over Ontario, Michigan, and Ohio for events. So looking forward to getting this issue, and we will turn on to the next amazing update. All right, folks, it's no secret that a lot of events had to be canceled this year because of COVID, which is absolutely brutal. The good news is our friends at Glypha, they held their annual event. They had about 60 rigs show up in Frankenmuth last weekend. A lot of first-timers, some really neat stuff. Our friends Dan Jacina and Chris Lambert got us some great pictures of the event. I'm going to show a couple of them behind me right now, but count on seeing them in the next issue because our hobby needed this. It gives us a pulse again, and it gives us a little bit of energy. All right, a couple minutes ago, I brought up our friend Walt McCall. Awesome guy, ambassador to the hobby, and I don't know how many books he's written. I think I've got them all, and you should too. But Walt is coming down to visit next week. We're going to resume getting some more footage of some neat old fire trucks for our YouTube channel. So I'm going to encourage you to like and subscribe the VFTV YouTube channel. We got some great stuff in the can, and with COVID, it's been a little bit tricky trying to honor the social distancing guidelines, but we think we found a way. We've got 2 or 3 rigs in the hopper already. We're gonna bang off another couple on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and I want you to stay tuned and tune in, like, subscribe, and support the VFTV YouTube channel. Alrighty, everybody, this is what you're used to. You're used to the fire theme, you're used to the cool fire trucks, the explosive photography, the captivating stories, but we're shaking things up, and get a load of this. What's going on here? It's unbelievable. We're growing in a new way, and it's so exciting. So listen, folks, a lot of you know that our family has deep roots when it comes to the fire truck hobby, but what you might not know is what made the fire truck hobby possible was a result of my grandfather's business being a bus company. They had Chatham Coach Lines, which grew into Chaco Trails, and for about 52 years they served the people of southwestern Ontario and within several hundred miles radius, with bus tours going all over Canada and the United States. So you see the model of this MC5 here. Through COVID, Corey and I decided to make an investment in our company to take it to the next level. And really, it only made sense to make this investment if we had another publication. So we're actually going to branch out. We're going to start celebrating the vintage motor coach community, and this is something I'm really looking forward to being part of. I didn't know until the last few months just how much passion there was for these old coaches, and whether they're custom coaches or seated carriers or tour buses or another roadside attraction. The vintage bus guys, they love taking their coaches all across the United States and Canada, and there's a huge following in Britain as well, and going to very Americana retro style destinations. So we're looking forward to shedding some light on the vintage motor coach community. We've got 4 issues that we're committing to, so we're going to have a very limited time when you can subscribe. So from the beginning of August, within the next few days, we'll be live. You can go to vmcmag.com or vintagemotorcoach.com to subscribe through to November 30th. But after that, subscriptions will be terminated. We're going to see what kind of following we get, and whoever subscribes, you're going to get 4 of the most amazing magazines that we can put out. It's going to be a quarterly title, okay? It'll be released early part of January 2021. We are super excited about this. I'm getting a little giddy and nostalgic because it's taking me back to a place as a kid when I remember cutting my teeth on a steering wheel with my dad in a bus that looked very similar to this. So get in, get on board, and please support the title. We'd love for as many Vintage Fire Truck subscribers to take a crack at Vintage Motor Coach, because there's a really fascinating community out there. I'll tell you 2 more little secrets. Number 1, next year for 2021, anybody who's watching this who goes to the bus rallies, they call their shows rallies, not musters. You're going to see myself, maybe my buddy Nick will be with me. He's a model entrepreneur who's also getting into this idea with me. So we're going to take a serious look at being involved with you folks next year, and we've got an idea for a super cool event in 2022 that would bring everybody together for a big old party and a lot of neat vehicles. So please stay tuned. Please check out the title. We're going to start our own Facebook page. The website, like I say, will be vmcmag.com or vintagemotorcoachmagazine.com. And yeah, please check it out. And we look forward to bringing you the same awesome photography, captivating stories. The content that we've got coming together is just really outstanding. We're very excited with what's going on, and the future looks bright for all of us. So thank you so much, and welcome aboard with Vintage Motor Coach Magazine. All right, folks, as we wind this video down, I just want to thank you again for your continued support and interest. I've spoken to so many of you directly over the course of the last few weeks, and the enthusiasm you have gives us more energy and desire to keep bringing you the best content that is possible. When this issue starts to land and you start to read it and digest it, and there's a pretty significant story in there I haven't touched on yet that I'd prefer you read firsthand. I'm going to address that when you get it. There are some interesting times here and some fascinating changes and some different directions that you'll become aware of when you read the magazine. So keep an eye out for that. And when I see online that they've been landing and people are reading it, then I'm going to chime in again. But until that time, I just want to thank you again. We got a lot to look forward to. Issue 30 is coming along incredibly well. Rick Albers, we got his Seagrave tiller, going to wrap around the cover like we did with issue 23 with the big firefighting bomber. We got some great content in line for you there. Issue 31, November, December, going to be a highly sought after collector's item. Walt McCall and I have been working on something for the last 6 months. It's going to be its own unique issue, unlike anything we've ever done before. So a lot of excitement here leading into the balance of 2020, and 2021 is looking super bright. We've got some really cool things in the hopper for you. So thank you, be safe, and we'll speak to you soon.